book of Psalms, chapter 146. I'm going to start at verse 3. And it reads, "Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help." Verse 4, "His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and that very day his thoughts perish." I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to God, Elohim La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash Brakatham. I want to say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Akwat out there listening and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but who subscribe to this truth. To you, I say shalom. So, Brother Yahweh Sop out of the GMS Cleveland Church, a fellow servant, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit, through the power of Yahweh Shem Shah. And I brought the scripture out because of the fact, I was just thinking, how so many people, even 2/3 of our people trust in Esau, Edom, and man more than they trust to the Most High. And the scriptures talk about not putting your confidence and your trust in man, which I pulled some of the scripts or the precepts. But even this scripture goes into pretty much, it says, "Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help." So you trust in a man, or following a man. Scriptures talk about the leaders of this people caused them to err. That's ultimately talking about Israel, but you could apply it to even, because 2/3 of our people, don't even, Israel is so broken as a nation. They'll go outside of that's why you got 2/3 of our nation that really believe in voting. I was listening to, I guess it was running a commercial, and you had, a female, pretty much her and her husband voted Democratic, and then the husband switched to Donald Trump. And then she said after Biden's, his what is that called? His time in office, his term. Yeah, that's the word. His term in office. She says she's going to vote for Trump. Which, if you can't see, like they pretty much, these people are. I was just listening to the elder Yashawamba about how this man is diabolical. That's diabolical to give a person the illusion of choice. Like they literally put somebody in office that would pretty much like brought a lot of their agenda forth and became hated at the same time. So if they want to put Trump back in the office, it would be just able to just walk right in, because Biden's approval rating is so low right now. So it says, "His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and that very day his thoughts perish." They talking about, this man gonna die. I forgot how it breaks down, in the NOT, but pretty much when he called himself trying to bring something to fruition, that very same day, the Lord can call him home. And it made me think of the account, I believe it's in the book of Luke, when it talks about the man that pretty much built the storehouses, and he said pretty much he had it in his mind he was going to sell the product and build a bigger storehouse, and then basically Most High, let's say, "Oh, you foolish man, because today is the day I require thy soul." So that's why we say, "Lord willingly." We don't know, how many people probably thought that they was going to do this and going to do that, and ended up, being taken to the spiritual realm. So I had an article, because right now we got a lot of things going on with this banking industry, and that's another sure sign that this place is at an end. You can't even trust these people with your money, but you're gonna trust that they're gonna create or fix this inflation solution. They told people that it was gonna be they basically was gonna rate cut. They was gonna do rate cuts, but they didn't do any. So again, I'm gonna get these scriptures real quick, because again, trusting in man. It's the book of Psalm chapter 118 and verse 8, and it reads, "It is better to trust in the Lord than to put confidence in man." Psalms 118 and verse 9. It is better to trust in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua than to put confidence in princes. So it's better to trust in the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, I think that's Psalms 140 or 144. So I look up to the hills from whence my help come. And, you know, that scripture in Psalms 146, it said, where no help come from man. You know what I mean? Because you got to understand, ultimately, at the end of the day, we are all basically vessels used to do the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You know, and that's code how the Lord did it, you know. Just like how Esau gives you the illusion of choice, the Most High gives you the illusion of choice too. But it tells you in the scriptures that the Most High sealeth a man's instructions while he's sleeping. You know what I mean? Roughly paraphrased. You know, scriptures tell you that the Most High orders the steps of the kings, or orders the steps of man. I know it's mentioned a couple times in the scriptures. So again, you know, people trusting in, you know, these elected officials. When I quoted the scripture, I know it's in Isaiah, but it talks about, I think it's Isaiah chapter 9. It talks about the leaders of the people calls them the air. And, you know, if you have any kind of spirituality, or if you got any kind of insight, or if you just, you know, just ain't completely just lost in the bread of circus, you can see that what they're doing is leading us to a particular destination. Why would a country open up its borders when they can't even take care of the people that's pretty much, you know, actually citizens here? The time is not. But I'm gonna read a little bit of this article. It says, out of ABC 15, Arizona, can't access my own money. Arizonians locked out of accounts after Synapse Bank. What's going on? So it says, paying for rent, mortgage, grocery, gas, and fun. Life is expensive, but what happens to a person's life if they lose access to their money? Right now, that's the reality many Americans are facing. The banking accounts of thousands of consumers and businesses have been locked for weeks. At the center of the crisis is a dispute between fintech startup Synapse and its banking partners. Synapse serves as a middleman between customer-facing financial technology or fintech brands and FDIC-backed banks. Synapse filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in April and shut down its services to some of its fintech partners, including Yoda. Yoda is an online application that gives users the chance to win prizes for saving money. Since Synapse shut down its services, Yoda has been unable to process transactions, according to its websites. It's impacting people like, you know, and that happened during the lockdown, I believe, with the what's that fucking company, Etsy, you know. A lot, vendors basically couldn't send the product. It was a whole shitstorm. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm just waiting and anticipating when this shit go down again, because it's gonna go down again. And if you are so foolish that you watch how these people react to, you know, I'm not saying don't trust in none of this carnal shit, but what I'm saying is you'll be a fucking fool not to have something stored away. If it's just an extra case of water, or, you know what I mean, some light bulbs, like the elder Amawan Gabar was saying, you know, people was looking at him crazy when he just was buying little, you know, he said he was in the area, you know, he decided to go buy some like candles and, you know what I mean, from a cheap spot like Dollar Tree, and maybe he was looking at him like he had 8 heads or something. Like I said, we've all witnessed what took place the last man, you know, locked the LD. So if you, and that's how the Lord works sometimes too, you know, he lulled these people back to sleep. And these people are really truly asleep. It says it's impacting people like Carl, who let ABC 15 know about his experience. Carl writes in an email, I was supposed to get my paycheck last week and I haven't gotten it yet. I also can't access my own money or withdraw it. I'm struggling right now financially because of this. In an email to consumers, Yoda states there is no access to funds or the ability to move money in any capacity due to Synapse's system being shut off. According to Yoda's website, a Chapter 11 trustee has been appointed to the Synapse case, but an update isn't expected until June 6th, so, which is recent. I'm going to check in. I'm going to read more into that, because that's deep. You know what I mean? Like you said, you got people that's really being affected by this, and you think anybody give a fuck? Hell no. So, you know. So I'm gonna read a couple more, because at the end of the day, like I said, you're gonna see more and more things like this. Cause you know you're gonna have, they already keep on mentioning these bank failures. I know the elder Uriah from Chicago did a video. They talking about Warren Buffett company just lost like either 1.4 trillion or $4 trillion. Why these things ain't in the news? Because they got people so fucking distracted. And that's why, like, again, you shouldn't trust in this system or this devil or any of that. So, because the scriptures, matter of fact, let me get that. This is the book of, it's the book of Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5, and it reads, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, cursed be the man that trusteth in man, and maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. For he shall be like the heath in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in a salt land, and not inhabit it. Verse 7, Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So the Lord gonna leave a person that don't trust him in a fucked up case. It said, like the parched places in the desert, and we already know about famine and food shortages and all these different things. Verse 7 again, and it says, Blessed is the man that trusteth in the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and whose hope the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua is. For he shall be as a tree planted by the waters, and that spreadeth out her roots by the river, and shall not see when he will not. How a man of the Lord is gonna be in that day of Jacob's trouble. Like for instance, when you go think about the movie The Book of Eli, you know what I mean? Like it was something about Eli that made that woman would say, "Take my daughter with you." You know what I mean? Like, and she couldn't even see. That's how spiritual. And I just paid attention to that. She was so spiritual that she couldn't see, just like Eli couldn't see. I know people didn't even know Eli was blind in the movie. Show you how they discernment just so. Into these rough and hard times, these evil days, for a man of the Lord. That's why the scriptures talk about 7 women joining on to one man, because they gonna recognize there's something about this man, and the crash is coming. You know what I mean? Like these things are already prophesied. It's scriptural. Read the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1. I'm gonna just start at the point 1 and verse 10. And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, which the fish gate is considered like the market, the agora, and you can look at that like Wall Street and whatnot, you know, um, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills. And what hills and mountains are represented as governments, you know. So basically, this money, and they already talked about. They talk about a stock market crash. They keep on mentioning these things. People that follow economics and are really into it, like you got. I mean, I've never been interested in economics, but the Lord put the spirit on me. I could recognize that, like, because I had started following some, and like I said, everyone I follow, they see something gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, some of them believe that they're gonna be able to profit from it, but how you really gonna profit from it? Like, when it's a rigged game. Like I was just listening to the elder Yasha Wamba from Dallas. He was like, you remember that song from The Wiz? You can't win, child. Michael Jackson song. It probably, because I remember the song. That's what the song say. You can't win, child. And with this rigged ass system, you can't win. It's like, yeah, fucking thing. I hate that fucking app. Salaki. I might have to finish this after break. Thought I would be able to finish it, but look like I'm not. So I'm probably gonna have to make a part 2 to this. Verse 11, it says, How ye inhabitants of Mektesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, and all they that bear silver are cut off. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles, and punish the men that are settled on their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua will not do good, neither will he do evil. You got certain Israelite groups talking about it's not going to be a day of Jacob's trouble. And they mind, maybe because of what they possess on this side, they feel that it ain't going to be Jacob's trouble for them. But then, like I said, that man ain't being exposed. You know what I mean? Brothers bringing out the fact that certain hand gestures he doing and shit like that. You know, certain Masonic poses and shit. Therefore, their goods shall become a booty, and their houses a desolation. They shall also build houses, but not inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards, but not drink the wine thereof. The great day of the Lord is near; it is near, and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. You know, where is that at? In I believe Jeremiah chapter 30, when it goes into Jacob's trouble, it talks about how the mighty men are going to, travail like a woman. Verse 15, that day is a day of great, that day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of gloominess, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness, a day of the trumpet and alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as dung. Verse 18, the point, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land, because the Lord's about to bring judgment, and we seeing the Lord bringing these judgments now. The book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9 talks about Most High visiting the earth, and how is he visiting by these prophecies and these plagues. So again, scriptures talk about, if the money gonna fail, money ain't gonna save you. It could be a defense to a degree, but I'm gonna end with this book of Proverbs chapter 11 to the point, and it says Proverbs 11:4, and it reads, riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivered from evil. But righteousness delivered from death. So at the end of the day, it's no amount of money that's going to be able to save you. The Lord may allow you to be able to do something with that, but it's going to get to a point where, because they going to make motherfuckers suffer in order to jump on whatever solution they come with, which is going to be a digital system. That's the only thing that makes sense. You know what I mean? We all clearly see the dollar is failing. I was talking to my sister the other day, and she's like, well, that's not completely true. And I'm like, no, what's completely true is the FDIC is only going to insure up to $250,000. So you could have $5 million in the bank, and they only going to give you $250,000 back. But they already admitting that they can't even afford to pay everybody back. They can afford to pay a percentage of people back. So who tells who going to get paid when this shit go down? That's just like right now, you got all these people running to the food stamps and the governments for assistance, but then I'm watching them basically take people off the assistance. Like with me, I was to do a reapplication. I did everything they told me to do, turned it in on time, and they still cut my stamps. I know a person that they cut they Social Security check. So you know what I mean. And then they probably looking at it just like when people die. They probably looking at it like, hope something happened to you, you die. They really hoping that, individuals don't live to collect that Social Security. That's just the facts of this wicked ass place known as America. So with that, don't trust in this system. Trust in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rachakadosh Wakatham. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim, the Aquath of the listen and learning. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you I say shalom. Till next time I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.